Hey everybody, how you doing? And thank you for joining me once again, along with my friend Arthur, Jameis1of1. How you doing?
Me once again, along with my friend Arthur, Jameis1 of one.
And not only that,
Are you
folks,
doing me once again, along with my friend Arthur, Jameis1 and
I'm hearing some echoes and stuff, but I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here.
echoing it out, making sure that everybody hears. That's the echo chamber effect, folks. Hey, first of all, what in your view happened last week? This week, really, um, between the Panthers and the Saints in Carolina.
Man, that was ugly. I didn't get to watch the game live. I was on a business trip. I got home late Sunday night. Really just trying to check some stats, check my DMs, heard from some media, and then later on I got to watch it. But I mean, they got dominated. It all started up front. Jameis had no time running for his life. I saw one media guy, and I kind of engaged with him. Talking about Jameis crumbled under pressure. And I said, okay, so, what is this? And he's like, well, I'm a high level evaluator. And I was like, so tell me in your high level evaluation, did you factor in that he faced the third highest pressure rate in the last 12 years of any quarterback in the NFL, that he got 12 yards of run support on 11 carries from his two running backs? Did you factor any of that in? He couldn't answer any of the questions. He got kind of, this is an actual, he's kind of a big name media guy in New Orleans, and it cracked me up. I don't have anything against the guy. I sent him a nice DM after, and I was like, dude, I have no idea why you melted down like that. We were just having a nice chat, but come on, if you can't answer simple questions that I'm asking you, and he freaked out. He started insulting my book and my interviews with Barstool, and then he just ran away. And I was like, man, I mean, it wasn't that serious. It was just a nice little stats debate.
What did he say?
What's that?
What did he say? Right. Was he saying or writing? Was he writing or
Oh yeah, it was in a tweet that somebody, one of my followers replied to, and he just said that, Jameis Winston crumbled under pressure. And so I simply said, in your evaluation, did you factor in these three things? And if so, what were your results? And he couldn't answer that. And then he told me to go back to school and that he's a high level talent evaluator. And I was like, okay.
A high level talent evaluator, brother. These people who think that they're high level Italian evaluators. Let me tell you something. First of all, the people that are writing that you think are big names are being paid today a pittance to do what they used to get a lot of money to do 10 years ago, because that's how the economics and media have changed. All right. So what's going on is you're getting people who may be straight out of high school or college. They never for their life had to draw up a football play or design one or really have any true interest in football strategy. They're not true football junkies, but they think that because they can conjugate a verb, it means, oh, they can be an expert on the game or a talent evaluator, when I would say 95% of the time, they'll watch a game and have no idea what it is they're looking at. You have people evaluating defenses, Author, like the Panthers game. They didn't know that what the Panthers were running was a hybrid wide tackle six. They don't even know what a wide tackle six is. So, the level of stupidity that comes out of media today is there because structurally the media doesn't pay what it used to pay, and that's what you're getting.
Yeah, that's very true. And I mean, I try to be nice to all the media. The New Orleans media is way better than what the Tampa media was, from my experience. But I understand that a lot of these guys, they're scratching and clawing, to try to make a name for themselves, to try to do something, to get a bigger job, blah blah blah. And when I kind of critique their work, they really, it ruffles their feathers. They're thin-skinned and they can't take it. So I get it. I'm always just having fun on Twitter. If I critique somebody, I might praise them the very next day if they write a good article. I'm just having fun, but some of these people, they can't handle it. They just literally have little meltdowns. It's wild.
Hey, let's get into why the game didn't work out as Saints fans would want, or you and I would want as Saints fans, because well, they brought in Jameis. What do you think the problem was?
I couldn't hear that. It was sorry. Go ahead and repeat that. I didn't hear it.
Sure. Let's focus on what structurally went wrong where Jameis didn't have a good game. The Saints didn't have a good game. It was almost the mirror image, in a way, of the Packers game the week before. What, in your opinion, happened?
Oh, in reverse? Yeah. Yeah, I tweeted about that, how the Saints haven't played a normal game yet. Like, it's very interesting when you look at, like, the stats and stuff. You can't make heads or tails of it because the first game, they dominated from the start. They controlled everything. It was basically a perfect game. The second game was the exact opposite. So in the two games put together, I believe Jameis has like 49 dropbacks. That was one game, in Tampa. So, and if you put that together, you're talking about 49 dropbacks. Yes, he's got the historic pressure rate. Right now, second in the NFL for only, rookie Zach Wilson. And everybody expects the Jets to, have a shot at going 0-17. So that's not a good look. But that's where, right now Jameis is being pressured the second most. But with those 49 dropbacks, which is basically like one game's worth, you're talking about, I think about 315 total yards, 6 touchdowns, and then the 2 turnovers that honestly were kind of meaningless. I know there were some fans that complained, but even some of the media were saying, no, they were basically meaningless. The one was before half, trying to make something happen. The other one, the game was over. It was already 26-7. Got his feet clipped as he threw. So I really think, a key for the Saints this year, especially with Michael Thomas out, Traquan Smith still out, the receivers, and I know the Saints are high on them, and I think they have a lot of potential. But at the moment, and the advanced metrics bear this out, they're just not getting any separation at all. So, do you want Jameis to just start forcing balls and trying to throw people open that aren't open? Do you want him to start taking the sacks? What do you want him to do? And that's the thing is, like, people want to crush him for that game, but what do you want him to do? When there's no separation, do you want him to just force balls? They're complaining he got sacked 4 times. Would you rather have thrown more interceptions? Like, what do you want?
I think what I find bothersome about what they did or didn't do was that they insisted on calling a play or a set of plays that that essentially brought the hounds to the hunters. And I'm going to go to Nick's page. I'm actually a subscriber to his trying to find it here, folks. I'm a subscriber to his website. He's one of the people that covers the Saints, and show you a defensive photograph that he took, but use it for my purposes because I believe this angle is the best, and for some particular reason that I haven't pinned down, for some particular reason, the NFL Game Pass with the All 22 isn't working. It hasn't worked all season long, and so I can't even want to, and I don't want to get a copyright claim. So anyway, here's what I'm going to present. Rather, he's got a piece. It's called Saints Film Room, breaking down what went wrong in protection in the passing game against Carolina. And what I'm going to do is put this in this field through the magic of StreamYard so that you can see with me what I'm about to say and point to. And it's coming in right here. And there it is. That's the page. And then let me scroll down to what I'm pointing at right here. This is, and let me go back and freeze this. Let me go back and see if I can make this back up. Okay. That's the volume part. Well, I'm trying. Here it is. Okay. There it is. All right. Let me see if I can go back here. Yeah. Let me stop it right there. Can you see the defense?
Yeah.
Okay. Some people call this a double A gap blitz, but for those of us who are of a certain age like me, this is a wide tackle 6. And you would say, Zinni, what do you mean by, I'm making sure that you can see it's a wide tackle 6? Well,
2 guards between the linebackers, yeah.
Well, actually, it's It is the, I wish I had a pointer, but you see the linebacker and safety are either side of the center, but outside of them are the two tackles. And then look beyond them. You have a defensive end on either side, but they're actually, one is stand up, the other is kind of lean. They're both two stand up. Okay, that's supposed to be a fooler for the quarterback, but from this angle, what you're really looking at could simply be a, if you were to draw it up on a page, would be triangles. The two people in the middle to either side of the center would be squares. The triangles would be the defensive tackles between the guard and the tackle on either side, the offensive guard and the offensive tackle on either side of the ball, and then either side of the center, excuse me, and then the ends are to the outside. Now let's do some counting. Count starting with the center and then looking to the left. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that 3 on the left side, and then on the other side, starting with the linebacker there, 1, 2, 3. All right, what is that? That's 6. It's called a wide tackle 6. Now you would say, Zinni, there's actually 4 on that side. That's right. They bring down their safety. There's actually 8 in the box. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's an 8. That's an 8-man front attack, Buddy Ryan style. And what they do out of it is quite interesting. But my point is, instead of the Saints calling plays that attack the edges, because in the middle, look at the green space at the top, and then look at number 82, Adam Troutman, on the extreme right. He's the rightmost Saint in the picture, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine if Jameis had an audible to where at the snap of the ball, Troutman simply ran what's called a look-in pattern going inside and to the green space, and Jameis hit him with a quick pop pass as he's releasing. So he would have to get around, either go inside that, or you know what? Maybe he's helped by his blitzing, right? So here's the thing, okay? You see how Troutman comes inside, but he doesn't. But look, he keeps going. He doesn't stop. And what I'm talking about, and what Bart Starr would have done with Vince Lombardi, that ball would have been gone right now. Right now. So they would have had to contend with Adam Troutman catching the ball as soon as he's released in what's called a look-in, and they would have to be trying to figure out how to drag down this guy who's running and going to pick up a quick first down, okay? But look at what he does. He just keeps running, all right? And then he stops there, and by then it's too late, okay? Because of the rush. The point that I've tried to make to Nick and to other people is that you don't have your quarterback holding onto the ball for longer than a second and a half or a second. That ball should be gone. When you have when you see a defense like this, that ball should be gone. The difference between this situation and last week against the Packers, or 2 weeks ago, is the Packers played the kind of modern defense I hate. Linebackers 4 yards off, sometimes 5, and these what are called bubble areas up and down the line, where if you want to get a first down with a run, should be able to do it like that. If you want to attack the backside with a run that looks like it's going to go to the left, and you have everybody zone block to that side and he cuts back, as the Panthers did, you can do that. All right? But this defense does not give you that opportunity, but it gives you a lot of green space, and you have to throw quick passes. What I am saying is not novel. It's not artificial intelligence. It's not the newest technology. It's a very old approach. The question I have is, why didn't the Saints do it? And they, it's not a matter for me of saying, well, they could have waited until the next game. These are in-game adjustments you can make like that. All right? It's football. All you have to do is tell a person, hey, I want you to do X, and then, scrap that. But what made me infuriated about this is that Sean didn't approach it. They're giving a lot of excuses, and they look like a high school organization. And I'm asking,
I mean, you and I have DM'd. I'm not going to say anything negative about Sean.
It's not a
But
matter.
yeah, I mean, like I would ask, like, what do you think about the all the missing coaches and stuff? Do you think it played into it or no?
At first I did, but my point is, I don't. If you had that much experience, there are basics that you should know about how to attack a defense by this point in football. And if you're not doing it, the question should be why. The trouble is, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, is that the media who cover this look at a play and they make this assumption that, hey, look, the play is okay to call. They don't say, well, gee, you shouldn't have called that play. And they don't, because they don't really know why. But then they'll make comments, well, the receiver should have done X or Y, but they don't have a playbook to know what was called for. But if you have defensive playbooks, you can know on defense what should be done. A wide tackle 6, and look at its alignment. Remember your height, your physics, and remember the very simple that the closer somebody is to you, the faster they can get to you, right?
Right.
Well, look at what they're doing. They're communicating. They're coming after him. Do you realize, author, that Jameis1 has never faced a defense like this in the NFL?
No,
Ever.
I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah, ever. He's faced, what I mean by a defense like this, I'm not saying he's never faced a double A gap. He has, but not a wide tackle 6 like this, consistently called through the game. All right? But guess what? The coaches, ostensibly, have had enough experience to know what they're facing, and they can simply call in and say, hey, look, don't have him run. Do not have him run a play like he's about to run, which forces him to do what? Watch this. He's looking right downfield, okay? And then you would say, okay, he missed, and let's take a look at the blocking. And let's. All right, how do you attack a wide tackle 6? You attack inside out. So basically, the center takes the linebacker to his right, the guard takes the end, and the tackle the guard takes the tackle, and the tackle takes the end, which is way outside, okay? And actually he's going to be dropping off. So if he doesn't come in, you can engage in a double teaming for the tackle, all right? Then let's look at the left side. Number 75 should take the guy that's over him. All right. Number 72 takes the tackle. All right. The running back, Alvin Kamara. Now, me being me, I would have him on a in this particular case, it's too tasty not to do it. But I would, if they have an audible call for Jameis, this was really what bothers me. I would have an audible call where 41 would run a Texas route, or just a pop over the middle, or just go straight up. And they would be forced to cover him. But this is how they do it, okay? All right, look. What happens? 72, instead of taking the guy that's over him, what does he do? He goes to take on the end. All right? He goes to take on the end. Look at number 51, the center. The center is completely out of position, should have been on the tackle on where 75 is. And if they do that, you get a hat on. The whole purpose is to get a hat on a hat. You get a hat on a hat. But they didn't do that here. Normally, you say, all right, 51 and 75 engage in double teaming action there. And then, all right, and then, excuse me. And this is why you have Troutman come over in the middle and look in. Because the idea is you're expecting the middle linebacker to blitz. but he's not going to. So you still have that luxury. This is all kinds of wrong. The simple fact that the line call doesn't have a hat on a hat is all kinds wrong. You play this inside out. They didn't play it inside out. That's textbook. And then they had Kamara going off on the flat, all right? And that's what Jameis should have gone if he was instructed to do so by the play. But guess what? The simple fact that he is looking onto the right means that Sean called a play, causing him to look in that direction. That's not by accident. And what happened? Because he almost got sacked. He got out of it, and he was trying. He found a receiver who didn't do him any favors, but and he managed to get the ball away. But the point that I'm making is that when you face that kind of defense, you don't give them the time to get to you. You're playing their game if you have to drop back like that and wait for somebody to get open. That's time wasted. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's time wasted. Okay, so it's not a matter of, I don't care what the person's title is. I've got nothing against anybody. You go with what you see and what you know. And if you're taking physics, use that as you say, look, it's science. Time motion studies are what these are all about, author. Time motion studies.
I love it. I like your stuff, man. I hate to just bounce on you, but it's what is it? It's 4:45 EST. Yeah.
Sorry.
So we'll get together soon. I'll email you DM. And yeah, try to set something up. But like I was telling you earlier, I got a business trip again. This will be the second straight. It's actually probably going to be the next 2 weeks, which I hate being gone on Sundays, but it just works out that way sometimes.
This is the first time I got so caught up in I'm a football strategy junkie, and I got so caught up I broke. My normal rule is to let my guests talk more than I do, and I apologize, but this burns in my soul, man. I just love this stuff.
I love it. I like your passion. And I mean, yeah, I'll hop off, but feel free to keep going, and maybe I'll watch it later.
Well, I gotta go and take care of some stuff, so I'll go for 4 more minutes, but make my point. But thanks, man. We'll catch you. All right.
All right. Thanks so much.
See ya. Yeah. So anyway, folks, my point is that this play, should not have been ran. Okay. And again, it goes back to, and I'll say this again, and I'm going to type this so that let me get away from wide tackle 6. It's defense, okay? You could say, what is that? All right. And here is, some people call it the 6-2, okay? So let me take this and then go down here and replace what Nick has up and show you well, actually, I believe I did, didn't I? In StreamYard, okay? Make sure that you see this properly. And you have, okay? So 6-2 defense is what some people call it. If 2 guards are found between the 2 linebackers, then the formation is called wide 6 or wide tackle 6. A formation where the linebackers are over the ends in a fashion akin to the 5-2 eagle, okay? And this goes back to even youth football has this. All right? This is not new, folks. This is not new, okay? It gives you 8 in the box, making you very tough to run against. C-gap defenders are very difficult to block and allows you to anchor the off-tackle gap. If you have 2 good C-gap players that can penetrate, it will be very difficult for the offense to move the football off-tackle or outside. Now, here's the thing. It says double A gap defenders create blocking confusion for the offense. Weaknesses. When you commit 6 defenders or more than half your defensive line of scrimmage, you don't have a lot of pursuit to the ball carrier. The defense has only 1 distinct level of defenders. So if the ball carrier breaks past the first level defenders, you are in trouble. Defending spread formation is very difficult. And this is what bothered me. The Saints didn't use a spread formation, and yet you got a spread formation quarterback. WTF, right? WTF. So, all right. Then it says, when you're facing spread teams, you have to play man across the board. You have to bump the wide ends. And adjusting the unbalanced formations is a bit tricky. If you shift it, what do you do? Okay. This plays into my Eagle offense beautifully. You would say, the what? Yeah, I have something called the Eagle Offense for NFL football that I developed, and I have a playbook on the eagleoffense.com. And right here, Eagle Offense for NFL. There it is. That's my playbook, updated. All right, and I'll show you what it looks like briefly, and why it's the perfect counter to situations like the one that Sean Payton and Jameis1. This is the base formation. Check it out. Isn't it beautiful? You know what it is? 4 to the right, or could it be to the left? But is this the right? You've got outside the flank. The split in is outside the numbers. Always outside the numbers. We don't adjust it by yards. This is always outside the numbers. And then you have the flanker inside, and then the fullback and the halfback. That zigzag is the halfback in motion, and then runs this. It's a kind of a bubble. I call it a belly. And he is really your primary receiver. The split in on that side is running a fly pattern. So it's really number 1 for the split in, and then number 2. All right. But look at the coverage dilemma it presents, and look at how we're attacking the outsides, and look at how it would jeopardize a wide tackle 6 defense. And the rule is you hold on to the foot. You get rid of the ball immediately. By the time you get out of it, we go no huddle. You're throwing immediately to the halfback. That's really our primary here. Boom. You waste no time doing it. No time wasted. No time wasted in this offense, okay? It's called the Eagle Offense for NFL football, all right? And I've spent a year developing it. It's another long story I'll present another way. My point is this. There are answers to the wide tackle 6 that the Saints didn't use. Why didn't they use a spread formation? Okay? And I'm proving to you right now how much the media doesn't know. All right? Jameis Winston is an exceptionally talented quarterback, but you put the best quarterback in the wrong system and you don't let them change it, you make the best quarterbacks look bad. Is that what the Saints are trying to do? I wonder. Win with the guy. Don't treat him like that. Give him a good game plan. Don't give him a sucky one. The defense inability to stop what Joe Brady and the Panthers were doing created this situation and exposed that awful game plan on the offensive side of the ball. If the Saints defense were able to get some stops by a factor of 3 times more, it'd be a different outcome. Maybe they'll figure it out. But you don't go in a game plan against the wide tackle 6 like that. When you immediately see that defense, you make that change. You go to a spread, you go to a quick game, you go to your wide receiver screens, not your running back screens. They try to screen the running back, long developing. You don't do anything that's long developing. You do that, you're stupid, okay? You don't do it. All right, subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com. That is this broadcast. See ya.